Hey guys, I think I am live or not. I am live or not. Okay, let us solve this problem. In this problem, it is asked to make a Soduku. Okay, ah, so Soduku solver. Write a program to solve a Soduku puzzle by filling the empty cells. You have empty cells, I have to fill it by I think 1 to 9 digits. Sudoku solution must satisfy all the rules 1 to 9 each digits 1 to 9 must occur in each row है ना each column and sub boxes of the grid like the 3 cross 3 sub boxes of the grid and indicates empty cells. Got it? Like there, empty cells. We have to fill it by 1 to 9 digits and like 1 to 9 digits each time in each row, each columns, and each sub boxes, 3 cross 3 sub boxes. And also here is written that it is guaranteed that the input board has only one solution. Okay, one digit, that means backtracking is possible. Yeah, okay. Only one solution, not all the solutions. So if we found any true, then we just return true early. Don't uh get into other choices. That is not required here. So let us build these problems intuition and all. Okay, so we have a board. Void. So do we solve board and all this? Okay, so let us solve. Which will return true or false. Mhm. We are traversing two each and every cells. If we find board of ij like space, then we have choices to fill. Okay, then we have choices from 1 to k equals 1 to 9. We have digits to fill. We have choices. These are choices. And also we have to use if, like whether we can put or not. Like we need a is valid function. Okay, which will give us whether it is valid or not. What? The choices. These are chars. So char obviously. Char, let's call it C, not K. Choices, let's say. There are spaces also, and that's why we use char. So char C1 to 9, C++, if it is valid, we can put C in the board. If we can put C in the board, um, also need is row and column. If we can put it in the board, let's say we have a Sudoku and we want to see whether this one or two we want to put in a row or in a column, whether we can put it or not. So we need all obviously row because we have to check in this row all the possible, check in this row and check in this column, and also this sub, check in this sub, what do you call this, subgrid we can say, which is a 3x3 subgrid. So if we can put this C on the board which has a row and column as this I and J, if we can put it, then we if we can put it, then only we just put it. Okay, so board of ij equal to that C. Okay, oh no bro, this is not C, that seems C, just C. Okay, and then if you have already put it, now we're gonna call the same function for other values. it gonna check for what it gonna check for the other empty spaces. Okay, other empty spaces, if we can put it, then all good. Again check, again check, again check. At last we have filled all the things. If we have already put all the stuffs in our Sudoku, then we have to return true because we do not want to check other choices because there is choice one Sudoku's answer is there. We do not need to check for others. It is time consuming. See just if we can put it in the Sudoku, then, then all good. Okay, else false. No, 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 no. Wait, wait. Else we have to big backtrack, nah. Else we have to backtrack. So board of ij, again ij, to make it like space. Mm-hmm. Now, see, let's say we have checked all the choices. Mm. And we can't find a single choice to fill it up. Then return false. And after moving all the things like all the choices, after getting all the choices and you haven't found any like true or false, that means you have already filled it up and then return true. Okay, and base case is also needed because we are dealing with recursions and all. So if in this case base case is not needed, obviously we are just making a loop. Solve function is giving us true or false, that whether it is true or false. Okay, so we are moving to the each and every part of the board, and if we find any space, we try to have all the choices filled it up, and let's see whether the choice is valid or not. If it is valid, you just make it that value, and then if solve board, it will again call this function. Again it will what, it will check for all the values. After filling it up, it will check all the values for all the values where the empty space is there, and if it found another space, it will try to fill it up with all the choices. If we can't find any choice, let's say we can't find any choice, it will return us false, and and it will move to the else statement. It will move to the else statement, that it will be backtrack itself. It backtrack itself, and then backtracking after backtracking. Um, After backtracking, what would happen? Yeah, after backtracking, it would again backtrack the same position it had reached. Then again, it would go to the other choice. It will find for the other choices. Okay, and then it will see that whether it is valid or not. If it is valid, then all these things will happen. After all the positions, we haven't found any spaces. That means we have already filled it up. So return true. Now only one thing is left, is to write the valid function is valid. Bool. Bool is valid. Pass all these things like char, c. We need board. We have row and column. Okay. Now we'll make a one loop only. Int I 0 to board dot size plus plus. Now we want to check for what? For the rows. Okay, for the rows, yeah. For rows. So we want to check for rows. Let's say it is 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you want to check for rows, the a row is changing, yeah. So if board of I and column is there, column is that same, is equal to C. Return false. If board of row, column is changing, let's say, equal to C, return false. Again, if Subgroup, subgrid. Okay, how to see the subgrid? If 2% charge. If so if it is here, let's say, okay, to check for this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it is 5, 7, 7. Yeah, so what you gonna do? We gonna this 0, 1, 2, 5/3. Okay, 3 is our row, column is 6. This is same for it is also. So 6, 6, obviously. But we want to move on now. So plus I by 3 when it becomes, and here would be I modulo 3 because 1, then when 3 it becomes again 0. After 3 it becomes again 0. Y divided by 3, 3/3, 1. So we have add 1. So again add 1. So that's the difference. Okay. So if you want to see the subgroup or something, then for row, you have to do like 3 multiplied by row divided by 3. What happened? Oh, charge is khatam. So d is a row divided by 3 and I is changing, so I divided by 3 because after 3 you have to increase the row also. Yeah, and for column same thing here also. Just one thing will be changing. Is I modulo 3 because 3 when it becomes 3 against 0. So that's why we are doing this. And if it is equals to C, then return false. Yeah, and we have already seen all the things and it doesn't have any false. That means obviously it will return true. What is this? Yeah. Hmm. What? Okay. Did something? I don't think I've done anything wrong. Why it is showing the wrong thing? Why it is looking like the same? 5 3 space 5 3. What is this? Wait. Hmm. Okay. Why it is showing error? Because of this chars always follow ASCII value. No, it's not integer. It is a something. That's why it is showing us error. Though it's not solved. I think I have done nothing else wrong. 1 2 9. Um. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Column. Extremely sorry. Same solution only. Solution is this. Okay. Helper. So let us do this row and column thing again. Get it? Understand again. For let's say this. What do? 7 4. So 7 and 4 is our column and row. So 3 multiplied by row by 3. Because 3 is there. So if we divide by 3, we'll come to here. Okay. Multiplied by 3 because at the third. Come to this. 7 by 3 is what? 2. Means we have got the thing multiplied by 3 means we'll get the number. If you want to see for 4 and 4, for 4 and 4, 4 by 3 what? 1. So we have got 1. We need 3 multiplied by 3. Okay, we got 3. Yeah, got 3. Now we want to move the rows. Want to see rows as increasing when we reach like 0, 1, 2. When it becomes 3, it becomes plus 1. So like for example, it becomes 3 by 3. That means 1. So I by 3. Pretty simple. Then again, if you see the columns, then we have 4, let's say, as our column. We have 3 things, so we divide by 3, which will give us 1, which is this. And we want to get 3. Divide by 3, get 3. We want to increase in each, like so. We want to get increase in each, like, and when it becomes 3, I becomes 3, that means we have to go to the again, like again to the same 0 it should come, that means it, again same column should come. So 3 modulo, like I modulo 3. Understood? When we divide, when we have to, after 3 we have to again increase. Okay, that means we divide by 3. When we do like modulo, when we in each we have to increase, and after 3, after that index 3 or 4 or something, you have to again come to that, so we do modulo that time. Pretty simple. And the did this thing, and I think all these things are solvable. We make a two loops in each board we are moving, and then we are, when we find a space, we just find for all the choices, we try all the choices from 1 to 9 digits characters. Okay, we try to fill it up with this. If it is valid, let's think for all rows and columns and the subgrid, if it is valid, then we put C. And again we call the function for other choices also, for again it will go on to the same thing. Okay, it will return true, or if again after that it becomes false. For example, all the choices, for all the choices it doesn't find anything, so it will return false. So it will come here, backtrack again it will go to the same position, and it will find for other choices. For other choices it will see whether it is valid or not. If it is valid, then we will put C. Then again solve function is called. Again the other choices, for other choices it will see if all the choices is done, then it will return true. If for all the things it has move all the, like all the solve all these indexes are done, and we can't find any like spaces, that means we have already solved it, so return true. So you have to make a story out of it and try to get how you gonna solve it, because so coding is not the hard part is like the how to do the solution, like that's the important. Like, thinking about this might not be the first time, you will not, might not you get, but doing it more and more give us a, like a thought process that you should grow, that you should remember. You must remember this thought process to solve this. And making silly mistake is not okay. It's not okay, because you, it takes more time to get into what is the wrong thing. And if it is lit code, it doesn't print anything. Now, that is the biggest problem. Where there is error, it is finding error. It's pretty time taking, and so when you are solving, just be sure of what you are writing. That makes solution and time better. Hope you like this video, and this is for today. You should um you should like, comment, and share, please. It will be motivating.